Welcome to the Sunny Hill Branchline. This is a June 2022 update. The Sunny Hill Branchline runs in two distinct eras. 1980s for Conrail, which is the way the layout is currently configured, and by changing out the rolling stock, locomotives, and automobiles, it also runs in the 1950s as Pennsylvania Railroad. At the end of the layout update and tour, we'll have a run-by of the Conrail local that is currently running. Since the last update, I've added a few utility poles, some trees, and moved a few things around. One of them right here. The hobo camp has moved. The deer have moved from the other end of the layout over here. The hobos have spread out, moving to locations near sidings and industrial areas where I think they'd be more likely to congregate and catch a train. Also at this end of the layout is the large scrap yard, and with a beautiful view of the scrap yard, Mom and Pop are still out camping with their trailer. So there's the other view of the scrap yard and granary. Scrap yard taking in scrap, sending out baled scrap and chopped up cars and so on. The granary sending out both grain and occasionally receiving a boxcar of agricultural products. And nearby, without a siding, little tractor supply company, and then the feed supply company. The feed supply company takes in both liquid fertilizer for distribution and receives and sends out various milled grains for the local farmers. And right next to that, we've got a small farm scene and some beef cattle off grazing in a pasture. The locomotives are just here waiting for their next assignment on the branch line. Any major refueling and maintenance would occur at some location off the layout. T.P. Anderson & Son is a local shipping and small industrial supply company. At the back of the layout is both the main line and a representative siding leading into a yard, which I call Junction City, so it interconnects with other railroads and other industries not on the layout. And one of our hobos has managed to sneak into the woods there next to Junction City, while another one is walking along the siding waiting for a train to hop on. Because the siding representing Junction City is too small to hold everything that I send there or receive from there, underneath the layout is a little overflow storage area that can hold that additional rolling stock. And at Sunny Hill, we've got a little yard office, tower, an industrial spur for the freight office, for the barrel factory, and refined oil products. Leading right off of here is the yard at Sunny Hill. And since it was too small, I've added a little extension off there on the left. So when I run out of the room at that yard, I just remove the skirting, and I've got an area to set rolling stock that won't fit in the yard right now, but I still want to include in my operations. And we've got a gas station, a few houses, a park, a couple stores, just things that go along with the small town of Sunny Hill. And on this end of the layout is the cold storage area, receiving and sending refrigerated cars and frozen and cold products, a freight depot and brewery. And in the background, a little bit of industry, again, no siding with it, no industrial spur, just a little bit of atmosphere. And coming off this end of the layout is the peninsula with Gurn Industries, as well as an electrical supply company, Megawatts. And further behind, Centennial Mills. In the 1980s, Centennial Mills will receive covered hoppers loaded with grain, send milled grain out in other covered hoppers as well as on some boxcars, and occasionally a tank car with corn syrup or other liquid products from the milled grain. And last but not least, here is another siding. This represents an interchange with another railroad. And here it's actually Norfolk and Western. They're using some Conrail power. And as this is a major destination for many of the industries on my layout, there's not always room enough at this small siding. So I once again take advantage of underneath the layout, where I have overflow, additional rolling stock that comes onto or goes off of the layout as needed. And here near the interchange, as well as the little industrial park on the peninsula, we find off here in the woods 2 more of our hobos have managed to build a little campfire and having a cookout, waiting to hop on the next train out of that interchange. And for a more concise and organized way of looking at my operations and all the various industries, check out my previous video on car cards and operations on the Sunny Hill Branchline. And now, as mentioned earlier, here comes the local, which has been out switching industries over at Armstrong and is heading towards Junction City. Thanks for watching.